Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be discussing neuroglial cells and the nervous system. The nervous system is our major communication and control system of the human body. We use neurons to communicate between different body cells. So dendrites, they receive electrical impulse and input it into the soma or cell body, where the electrical impulse is then pushed to the axon helix, and there has to be a threshold met before there can be an action potential sent down the axon to the synaptic terminals and synaptic knobs, where the neurotransmitters are released, and then the electrical impulse can be sent to its proper location. And so here is the nucleus of the soma, and here is myelin sheath and node of Ranvier. So that's a neuron. Now, there are different types of neuroglial cells, but they're separated into two major divisions of the nervous system, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So we're going to start with the central nervous system, which is composed of the brain and spinal cord. So the first neuroglial cell is an astrocyte. And these guys are found in between neurons and blood vessels. And their major functions is to have structural support, transport substances between neurons and blood vessels, scar tissue formation, communication between neurons, inducing synaptic formation, and mop up excess ions and neurons. Then the next one is called an oligodendrocyte. And these guys actually connect to the myelin sheath on the axon. And these guys are found in rows in between axons. So we're going to act like there's another axon with myelin sheath up here. And so it would look like this. And so that's how you will find oligodendrocytes. And their major functions is to form myelin sheath in the brain and spinal cord and to produce nerve growth. Now, the next one is called a microglia cell. And these guys are found all throughout the central nervous system. And their major function is to do structural support and phagocytosis, which is an immune protection. Then our last neuroglial cell of the central nervous system is the epidermal. And these guys are formed from cuboidal and columnar cells. And these guys are found in the linings of ventricles of the brain and the central canal of the spinal cord. And their major function is to form a porous layer so that substances can diffuse between the interstitial fluid of the brain and the spinal cord and the cerebrospinal fluid. That's what these guys do. Now we're going to the next division called the peripheral nervous system. And these guys are composed of the cranial nerves, spinal nerves, and the ganglia. And so the first neuroglial cell we're going to talk about is a Schwann cell. And these guys are abundant in lipid-rich membranes that wrap around the axon very tightly. So we're going to act like this is a peripheral nervous system neuron. And so they would sit like this on the axon. And so their major function is to form the myelin sheath and to support neuronal regeneration and mop up excess ions and neurotransmitters. And then the last neuroglial cell for the peripheral nervous system is called a satellite cell, and they sit right here on the axon and they connect to the myelin sheath. And these guys are formed of cuboidal cells that surround cell bodies of neuronal ganglia. And so they actually, their major functions is to support neuron ganglia and to mop up excess ions and neurotransmitters. So again, here are all of the different neuroglial cells. that you will be able to see. And so I hope you were able to learn something about neuroglial cells and the nervous system. Thank you.